Hello, and this is day 3 of Peach Advent Calendar. And today I think it's a turmeric tea. Just judging by the German back here. Golden turmeric tea. Alright, yeah. Turmeric, which 48%, which is gurkmeja in Swedish. Cardamom, and cinnamon, and ginger, coriander, and other shit. So let's try it out. I let the bag be in the water for 10 minutes, which seems to be the standard time for these ones, which is pretty good actually, because after 10 minutes the water it's still warm, but it's not super warm to the point where you can't really drink it. And yeah, it tastes like turmeric, nothing special. So it's basically just, you could pretty much make this tea yourself pretty easily actually, by just putting in turmeric, cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, all of the dried ones, the dry that you buy in little jars that you pour. And then you could put in some of the black pepper. And yeah, I mean, if you look right there, if it will focus, come on. Alright, nope, doesn't seem like it's gonna focus. But yeah. I mean, it's not good. I don't like this tea. But the good thing about using these like standard tea size drinkables, what is this called? Glasses? Cups. These tea cups. Is that it's not much anyways. So we could easily drink it all. And yeah, a little bit of update what happened. I got prescribed. I haven't met the doctor yet, but we kind of contacted them because kind of like, man, I need pain medication. So we were asking for Oxynorm, because that is the one that I've experienced that helps the most against the pain. But they decided that I'm going to be using it just for these couple of days until I meet them. Tramadol. Yeah, Tramadol hydrochloride. It's the active ingredients in this. And I've used this before. It did not help as much as the Oxy. But hey, that's fine. I'm willing, even though I don't really like Tramadol, because when I use it, I started feeling a bit kind of like, because when I take Tramadol, it kind of feels like my teeth are gonna fall out. Sometimes, I mean, my teeth don't get loose, but it feels like there's something wrong with my not the tooth, oh fuck, what tandkött in Swedish. What is that in English? Tandkött. Why do I have the camera right there? Not the camera, the microphone. It makes it so hard for me. I have to be like this to type. På engelska. It is gum. My gum feels weird, and it feels like my teeth are gonna fall out when I'm on Tramadol, but I'm not gonna be on it for long. So it's a 100 capsules, 50 milligrams each, and I'm taking around 8 to 10 a day, and I'm gonna see the doctors in like 8 days, so this should last. And for me, this was actually 33 Swedish kroners. So that is fine. It basically ends up being like 3 kroners a day to reduce the pain a little bit. And even though it doesn't reduce as much as I would like, with the biverkningar, with the... Oh god, my English is terrible right now. I know this word in English. Side effects. Even though the pain relief is not enough to offset the side effects, but because it's only a few days, only like 2 weeks, I'm fine with it. Alright, let's see. I think that is all I actually wanted to say about this. About the tea, the pain medication. Not much left, so let's just go straight into comments actually. So, a comment by Zastavan on my recommend me a hentai bitchonen versus doitai futanari slutty boy versus futanari girl. And his comment was, "You are a bizarre inspiration. Can't say I would review porn or ever show my face though." I mean, why not? Is basically what I would put forward to you. Why? Do you feel embarrassed by the pornography that you watch? Do you feel... Because I don't. I think it's pretty obvious that I don't. Kind of like, why should I? It's just pornography. And I'm very, very sexual positivity. Body positivity in a sense. Would that be body positivity? I'm sexual positivity. I believe in the pleasures of the flesh. It's a good thing. And I think everyone should experience with it. I think it's a good for you actually. So I think that's why. And I mean, I would say porn is just entertainment like any other. If I recommend other shit, for example, things that I watch on Netflix or cartoons that I watch, I don't see the reason why I wouldn't do that on pornography as well. But thanks for the comments. And by Duplino. Thanks for obliging my honk fetish. Honk honk. More digital sounding than I was expecting, but still hot. When it came to that list of things you've watched, I didn't comment any suggestions because I didn't know what most of them were, and your selection seemed pretty random, so I couldn't think of anything you might like at the time. Maybe I'll think of something whilst watching some stuff. Yeah, I think of entertainment that I watch, it is pretty random. I think I go out of my way to make it a bit random as well. I think I do, because I'm kind of like, you know what? I want to watch that movie, which is probably a movie that I would never watch. But hey, let's just watch it to see. Maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't. And if I don't, well, that's fine. You can always stop if it's so bad. If you're watching something, it's kind of like after 50 minutes, you're like, oh man, this is so bad, I don't enjoy it at all. You can just stop watching it and go try something new. And I mean, for me, it takes something to be really bad for me to do that. Most of the times I'm like, yeah, I'll just watch it. And I'm also someone who takes breaks. I mean, for example, a movie that I watched these last 3 days, which is called The Sisterhood. When was the Sisterhood released? You know what, we can actually... Because I haven't finished it yet. 1988, The Sisterhood. I mean, it's been 2 days of me watching a little bit at a time, like 20-minute chunks. So that is kind of like how I can watch things. I don't need to watch the entire thing at once, even though I prefer doing that. But it's not a requirement for me to enjoy things. And then there's a second part of your comment. Also, in response to your comment about the UK's CCTV surveillance in the last video, I personally do not believe it to be a problem. People say that it's an infringement of people's privacy when they are innocent, but to me it doesn't matter if the government can monitor my location and habits. Nobody really cares about what you do unless you're doing something illegal. And for that purpose, I believe CCTV to be useful. I mean, one example that I think I used, or maybe I didn't, maybe I cut that out, I don't know. No, I don't think so. But I believe I did that, unless I accidentally maybe sped through it or something. But one example I would put is that, for example, if two people have public sex, just an example right here, but no one else on the street, whatever, notices them or kind of like reports them or anything. If there is then a CCTV, then they can get in trouble. I think that's wrong. Kind of like, man, fuck it. If they do something that's kind of like, okay, I'm fine. You want to make it illegal to have public sex? Go for it. But as long as someone else doesn't see you, I don't think they should be punished. And now, if you put in the CCTV, then there's a chance that people who are not being caught when they're actually out of something that is just just two people having sex with each other. I think that's wrong. Or example, if people want to hire a prostitute and before they go and have sex, let's say, on public. What if they get caught then on the CCTV? Because, well, first of all, I don't think prostitution should be... Well, it's not illegal in Sweden. Prostitution is not illegal. It's illegal to buy, but not sell. Which I think is retarded. The reason why they have decided to do that is retarded here in Sweden. But that's another video. It should just be legal, full stop. And if the government then wants, fucking make a Systembolaget but for prostitution, and then use the profits for the healthcare system or something. Which is one thing I'm for. I know we're gonna talk a little bit about cannabis right now. When they make, or if they ever make cannabis legal here in Sweden, I would like it to be like Systembolaget, like we have in here in Sweden for alcohol. But instead of whatever the Systembolaget does with the profits, I don't know. They could be like most of the profits from the cannabis sales here in Sweden, that's going to be state governed, just like the alcohol is. It's going to go 100% into the healthcare system, to the healthcare, because we have healthcare welfare. We have welfare, well, would you call this single payer? I don't know what it's called, with your taxes. I think that should go to that thing to just give it a boost. I think the government should think about this stuff. Kind of like, oh yeah, some things we can do with profits, and with those profits, we can put that into things instead of just raising taxes on others, for example. Use your fucking government balls. And do you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you do. I'm a bit scatterbrained at the moment. It's 09:44, the 3rd of December. So, yeah. Oh. No, I completely forgot what we were talking about. Damn. People say that's an infringement of people's privacy when they're innocent, but it doesn't matter if the government can monitor my location habits. I mean, I would not want the government to do so. I'm pretty sure the government already does. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do. But I would not want like cameras everywhere and all of that stuff. I mean, I think unless, even if two people get into a fight, maybe the fight for them might just be resolved like, all right, they both go their own ways and that's it. But if it gets caught on the CCTV in Sweden, it could be like, oh, they committed a crime, we have their faces, let's go after them now. It's kind of like, okay, well, that's just even more money than being poured into the fucking justice system and all that. Money that's not needed. If these people want to just resolve their differences like that, and if they then just separate their own two ways, that's fine. So, yeah, I don't know. And also, if people then, and the things I'm saying right now is things that people might do on the spur of the moment. For example, if people were to deliberately go like, you know what, we want to kill that guy, then they're gonna make sure that they're gonna try and kill that guy when outside of these CCTV areas, so it wouldn't help. So it would only make it so that people are now gonna do this illegal stuff outside the CCTV areas, which I guess in a sense could be a good thing in a way, because then you could be like, all right, if I decide to be around the CCTV areas, then I'll be safe. But the problem with that is that, do you think they would put CCTV in the fucking areas where I've been? You know, when I used to do walking videos, or when I do now these promenade videos I'm gonna do. Do you think they would put CCTV in those areas? Of course not. So what would happen? Well, in these areas that are basically the cities and all that would have CCTV. And then the areas that are just outside, because I mean, Sweden, our landscape and all that is not like Great Britain, because it seems like in Great Britain, the cities and just beautiful nature and all that are pretty separate. No, here in Sweden, there's like 5 minutes between, not even 5 minutes, from where I live. I could go to like 3 different forests within like 5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. So the only thing this would do is would push these guys to do their illegal stuff in those areas where you would not be able to effectively put CCTVs. So the only thing that they want to put the CCTVs in the areas where a lot of crime is happening in the cities, blah blah blah. Kind of like, well, that's not gonna do anything. You don't think these guys are gonna spend those extra 5 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever, to just go outside the areas of that? So that would make it worse for me, because now I would be like, oh fuck, I can't go to these areas, they are so beautiful, because now all these fucking assholes are doing shit here. And what do you think would happen to me if I'm there, I'm recording all that, and then in the fucking background some people are like raping someone else, kind of like, oh well, now I'm dead. So so that's kind of like what I'm thinking. Like, for my own security, I don't want CCTV because I don't think it helps against crime. I mean, I think we have to look at the UK to see that it doesn't, right? It only pushes the crime to like better areas. Like, man, I would rather have the crime contained like it is now in just certain areas where a lot of this fucking bullshit happens between the gangs. Like 90% of or 95% of all crime here in Sweden are between gang members. So, and then it's kind of a fuck 'em. And I do count the police as gang members as well, in case someone is wondering. Yes, the police are gang members as well. Yeah, I don't think that is all I wanted to say about your comment, but I'll be honest, I am in so much pain at the moment, to the point where I can't think straight. So I'm kind of like, okay, as I'm editing the video, I saw that, oh god, I actually recorded for 20 minutes. I thought the tea advent and me answering those comments was like 10 minutes maybe. But then it's like, oh god, it's 20 minutes. So I'm probably not going to do an extra segment on top of these things like I've done in those other days. I think this is just going to be a very simple advent where it's just like one recording, other than this I'm doing right now, where I want to explain a little bit, because as I'm kind of skimming through this, it's kind of like, oh god, I kind of like talked about the public sex angle, and the reason why that came to my head pretty quickly is because that is something I saw. I saw two people having sex, and that is why I was like, I would not want those two people to go to jail, even though, as far as I know, I was the only one that saw them. And since I'm not gonna call the police or anything on them, if they then finish up, go home, that's fine. That's why. But if there was a CCTV, then they could be punished. Because yeah, sure, they are committing a crime, but I don't think it's something that people should really be punished for unless someone else calls. And then I talked about the fight thing, but also another example. Now when I talked about cannabis, I think I mentioned this. What if someone smokes? They decide, you know what, I'm gonna smoke some cannabis. No one else cares, but the CCTV sees it. Then that person will be punished. I'm like, no, I don't think so either. Or any other fucking drug. Kind of like, just people doing those things, I don't think should be an offense that could then later on be punished for with the CCTV thing. Unless, let's say they take whatever drug it is they take, and then they start doing shit. And then someone calls the police. Then the police can come there and then be like, all right, let's do a blood test. Oh, you did this, blah, blah, blah. And then, all right, you did the drug, you took the chance, you lost. I don't know. I think for me, just there being cameras everywhere, not only do I don't think that it would actually help, especially not in the areas where most of the crime happens, because you would not be able, the amount of cameras you would have to put in everywhere, because it's not just clear streets. You would have to put so many cameras in so many nooks and crannies. It's not possible. I do believe it would just be a waste of money. Yeah, and I think it would mostly just be able to catch crimes that probably shouldn't be like that illegal, or even if you kind of like, oh, thanks to the CCTV, we managed to capture way more of people doing indecent things. Kind of like, well, that's just a waste of money then, isn't it? So yeah, kind of like, I think a lot of it is with me being like, I don't want them to invest money, or I don't want them to focus on that thing, because it's not going to help. Instead of focusing on things that are going to help. Fuck, I missed. There's like two, I don't know, they're probably flies or whatever. The they're flying around here, and they're annoying me. So, oh god, and this was 5 minutes. I mean, I guess that is kind of like my opinion on the CCTV thing. I don't think I have super strong arguments against why I don't think it should be. But I don't think the argument of as long as you don't do something illegal, it should be fine. I don't like that.